Hello, I'm Omotola Olaniya. Our top stories.
Vandalism handled within the university. Berkeley Queens grace red carpet at annual law ball. Guest chef Louis Mahil displays his craft.
Last week, we reported on the act of vandalism that caused the Chandos Road building to be flooded. But was it an antisocial act? The maintenance department is now keeping an open mind as no police action has been called for. With the cost of repairs now estimated at £1,500, Zone Azami dug a little further.
I'm here at Building and Maintenance Department. After last week's vandalism caused flooding at Chandos Road building, I spoke to Matthew Cross about the aftermath. So what was the final extent of the damage?
Basically, obviously the carpets were all flooded and they do smell a little bit in there, so we're going to get those cleaned out in the vacation period. But the raft, what we call the raft where the lighting is, that was quite substantially damaged. We are going to look at repairing that, but at the moment with the medical school that might go ahead up there, that'll be taken down anyway, so we're not going to repair that until we've got a definite on the medical school. So, and then on the upstairs we have to repair the radiator.
How much is it expected to cost to repair?
Cost-wise, we can go anywhere between £800 to about £1,500.
What was the motive for the damage, and was Halloween a contributing factor?
It could have been an accident, but you can see from the pipework upstairs where the radiator is, there was a bend in the pipe, so it was like somebody put their foot on it and stood down and pulled the connections apart.
Did you contact the police about it?
No, I mean it's one of those, we've looked at our own CCTV and door entry, so when students enter buildings or staff enter buildings and use the card, we know who's been in and out of the building, but it's non-conclusive, so contacting the police wouldn't actually prove anything.
Okay. We also asked David E.D., security manager, for a comment, but he declined. The consensus is that at least it was a one-off incident. This is Alexander Semi for Buckingham News.
Hi, Baldy. Well, that got your attention. But does a receding hairline mean a receding role in a society that prizes a full head of hair over a full set of brain cells? According to a recent study, bald men radiate authority and confidence. Michael Laporte went in search of some slapheads to test the theory.
Are you in a sad state because you are losing your hair? Well, do not fret, because society would love you for it. I asked Roger Perkins when he started losing his hair.
It started going a bit thin when I was from about 17 onwards. But, you know, I still had plenty, and it was kind of long hair days, so I wasn't dreadfully worried about going bald at all.
Did it affect you in any way personally?
It's such a gradual thing that it didn't. I didn't start developing any great anxieties through it. It was really quite thin by the time I hit 30s. And from my mid-30s onwards, it just kind of disappeared. Quite simply, you just get shorter haircuts.
Do you feel as though losing your hair has given you more authority in life?
No. What really has given me authority is my move from being thin as a twig into someone with a bit of a portliness here.
Frank Muscarella and Michael R. Cunningham claim that pattern baldness may signal social maturity. They tested this by gathering up men with varying patterns of baldness and facial hair. A decrease in the amount of cranial hair was associated with increased perceptions of social maturity, appeasement, and a decreased perception of attractiveness and aggressiveness. The men with a lot of hair were seen as more aggressive, less appeasing, less attractive, older, and lower on social maturity than clean-shaven faces. Next time you see your hair clogging your shower drain, count your lucky stars, because society will see you as more powerful and beautiful.
King Edward VII didn't occupy the throne for very long after succeeding his mother, Queen Victoria, to the throne. But Bertie, as he was known, carved out a place in the affections of the British through his raffish behavior and an insatiable search for fun. Professor Jane Ridley, writer of a best-selling biography of the king, was in town to deliver a lecture. Nav Crewell was there.
Edward VII was only king for the last 9 years of his life. As heir to the throne, he spent his time romancing with women, gambling, eating and shooting pheasants. Professor Jane Ridley has recently published her biography about Edward VII and joined us here at Buckingham to tell us more about the Playboy Prince.
I think the monarchy is something that really has been very underplayed by historians, and the result is that there's a huge amount of quite light, fluffy, rather tittle-tattle books which don't do proper research. So it's great to get the opportunity to actually look at the records, which are completely fascinating.
Bertie, as you called him, was perceived as quite a threat by his mother, Queen Victoria, and why do you think that was?
Oh, well, just because he was the heir. And historically, the Prince of Wales, throughout the 18th century, had always been centre for opposition to the King or Queen, and people who wanted to oppose the monarch had gone and sucked up to the Prince. So,
were you shocked or surprised by anything that you discovered about Bertie?
I was particularly surprised, as I said, by the relationship between Bertie and Victoria, which wasn't very good. Surprised also, I started off thinking Bertie was a kind of caricature figure. I found him much more interesting and much more intelligent and much more worthwhile than I expected, and I was surprised really by how much I became fond of him.
Prince Edward, as known as Bertie within this lecture, has reflected that he was not just only a Playboy prince, but also could have modernised the monarchy that we live in today. This is Nafrit Gera reporting for Buckingham News.
When two Englishmen get together, the talk will soon turn to house prices, the bedrock and the emblem of personal wealth in this country. The recession has seen a decline in property values. Or has it? In Buckingham, a constant stream of students looking for accommodation has boiled up the market. Michael Pearson talked to the experts.
You're always seeing on the television and the news that housing prices aren't looking very good. But what are the housing prices like in Buckingham? We came to ask Ken Morton, the manager of Apple Homes, just what housing prices are like in Buckingham.
It's stable, but it's in desperate need of new instruction, because right at this moment in time, obviously, October, November and leading up to Christmas, there's lack of new instruction. Everybody thinks they're an estate agent nowadays, and there's so much internet intervention where they can go onto websites, they can go through land registry, and they can ascertain their own sort of prices.
This graph shows that house prices peaked in 2007 and then plummeted in 2008 with the global market crash. You can see that now in 2012, house prices are equivalent to 2006 and regaining confidence. We're here at the Buckingham Neighbourhood Development Planning Evening, where we're going to be speaking to the Councillor, Whyte, about the proposed 700 new homes and just what they'll be doing for Buckingham.
It's not a short-term delivery of houses, it's definitely a long-term project. So I suppose there will be a pent-up demand for some housing when they eventually come on stream, sometime probably 2015 onwards.
As we look into 2013, Buckingham's housing market couldn't look better. This is Michael Pearson reporting for Buckingham News.
Last week saw the Law Ball, the annual event that has the great and the good beat a trail to the university's door in their finery. With no Oscar ceremony due to take place in Buckingham anytime soon, it's just about the only occasion on which we can do some deep red carpet analysis. Zon Azami, who knows her labels, joined the event.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Semi at the University of Buckingham's 2012 Law Ball. I'll take you inside so we can see the red carpet looks.
During the course of the night, retiring law professor Charlotte Walsh gave a farewell speech.
Very much, and I shall keep in touch and monitor and look at your progress with interest. So good luck to all of you, and have a wonderful evening tonight. Thank you very much.
After an amazing night, it was great to finally kick our shoes off. This is Alexandra Semi for Buckingham News.
The University of Buckingham is set to mount a challenge in yet another field of sporting endeavour. The UOB women's football team is now in training and will play its first fixture shortly. Kriss Didriksson went along to see them flying on their own wings.
The university men's football team is currently second in their league, and the Department of Sports has now launched a women's football team. So we came here to the OTM to talk to Callum Roberts, Assistant Sports Officer, who's been involved in organising the team launch.
When the students come to see us and they say they want to do women's football, they want to do squash, whatever, we'll work with that student to help them achieve their goals. And we were approached by a couple of girls, namely Daniela Rita Ellis, who said she wanted to do something with women's football. And currently we've managed to hire out a small field opposite the AstroTurf, the other side of London Road. So at the moment it's just turn up, no obligation, have a kick around, get to know each other, and then maybe in the new year we'll see if we can advance that one.
So come on down on Thursdays at 3 p.m. And then, if there's enough interest, soon we'll have 2 university football teams to cheer for. This is Kriss Didriksson reporting for Buckingham News.
But what about the lads? UOB FC were in action in the derby game against Padbury Village this week. Having been shot down 3 times on the trot, the players looked on this a must-win game. But could they pull it off? Camilo Martinez was on the touchline.
The University of Buckingham came into the match on a losing streak of 3 games but still third in North Bucks Division 1. This week they were away to Padbury Village, currently in 9th place. Buckingham, much depleted through absence and injury, were forced to play their manager, Simon Cox, who took part in the game as a right back. The university was all about defense during the first 45 minutes. Alex Rigus saved the squad from a clear goal opportunity that could have opened the scoring in favor of the home team. In the second half, the team became more adventurous and started to play more open football. It brought a reward. In the 56th minute, Will McPhee, captain and top scorer, gave a masterclass in finishing to put UOB 1 up. Though lacking polish, Buckingham dominated the rest of the half with spirit. Unfortunately, the centre-back Stefan Regalos suffered a knee injury and couldn't continue the game. So, after a gritty performance that broke the hoodoo, Buckingham is back in 2nd place in the league table with 6 wins, 1 draw and 5 losses. This is Camilo Martinez, Buckingham News.
This week, Cooking With features a very special guest, Louis McHill from Nelson Street Restaurant. He shows us how to make a delicious burger. James McNamara Hackright put on his apron and visited the kitchen.
Today, head chef and owner of a top local restaurant will be showing you how to cook up an affordable, simple and delicious meal with readily available ingredients.
Hi, my name is Louis McHill of Nelson Street. Today I'm going to show you how to cook a burger. Here we go.
If you're feeling ambitious, you can make your own bread, but it's easier and quicker to pick up a bag of good quality bread buns from your local bakery. To make 5 burgers, you'll need 400 grams of minced chuck, 400 grams of minced rump, and 100 grams of beef fat, all available for a reasonable price at your local butchers. Mix all the meat in together, add a decent amount of salt and some pepper, and knead it all together. Space into 200 gram burger patties, place in a smoking hot pan, cook for 3.5 minutes on each side for medium. For an easy relish, add American mustard, with some Tabasco sauce and some Worcestershire sauce, and mix it all together. Butter each side of the bun and toast it in a hot pan. Add baby gem lettuce, beef tomato, raw cucumber and your relish. Put the burger patty in, serve with fries on the side, and there you have it, your own gourmet burger.
Remember, the 5th of November, in celebration of Bonfire Night, we will leave you with some colorful images of the night. Thank you for watching.